and welcome to today's Talk Business and Politics Daily. I'm joined by Bishop Woosley, who is the Executive Director of the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. Good to have you back with us.
Thank you for having me.
You doing all right?
I'm doing well.
You're kind of winding down on your fiscal year here.
We are.
You got some generally pretty positive news to report.
We do. We're about $2.7 million up. Was about a month and a half to go. Probably the best shape we've been in a long time. Of course, last year we had the Powerball jackpot for $1.6 billion. You have to take that out, but it's a real good spot to be in because you have some surprises sometimes in May and June, but hopefully we won't have those this year.
There was a big $177 million lottery winner there. Tell me how that impacted the numbers.
Well, I think we got really about a month of free advertising, to be honest with you. You know, it was one of those things to where everyone wanted to know who they were, and they came in after about 2 weeks. And they were a great couple, and they did PR and a press conference, and we just got a lot of free exposure out of that. And I think we've seen some increase in sales as well. So it's be something that hopefully we can use those assets over the next year or two.
Yeah. Tell me, one of the things that's going to change here in the relatively near future, I can't remember the exact date, but I got a feeling you'll know the exact date, is you're going to have debit cards now. When does that kick in, and why that change?
Well, it'll kick in at the end of July. July 30th, I believe, is the 90-day date from sine die. It just makes sense now. You know, it's something we've tried to push for 5 years. I brought it up when I was originally interviewed. Well, it didn't go over very well. It was kind of controversial then, but I think more and more as we go cashless, people, it just makes sense. I mean, and so after we went under the governor, we went under the umbrella of DFNA. The governor said that he supported it, and obviously having the governor on your side helps quite a bit. So
it does.
Finally made it through. I think it just keeps us relevant. It's going to open us up to an entire new group of people, the millennials, who never have cash. And if you're cash only, you've automatically excluded them from being able to buy a lottery ticket. So
I'm not a millennial, but I have a couple of millennials, and that is the reason I don't have cash on me.
Yeah, if I ever do have cash, it's out of my wallet, you know, in a couple of days because somebody's swiping it. So I think it'll make a big difference.
You mentioned earlier that you guys are up a little bit in terms of lottery revenue. That is going to translate into more scholarship money. You're anticipating maybe about $83 million in lottery scholarships to be dispersed this year. That's up about, what, $2 million?
About 2.7 so far, so hopefully that'll hold.
And there's a deadline coming up for people to apply for that, so I'll give you a little promo time on that.
Yeah, June 15th. They've extended it this year. It used to be June 1st. They've extended it to June 15th. You go to adhe.edu. You can apply for the lottery scholarship there. It's a very easy process, so we would encourage all students and especially parents who are listening to make sure somebody does that by that time, so you'll be in that loop.
I have had one that just graduated college, and he kept his lottery scholarship the whole way through and did very well with some of his other scholarships, I might add, as well. I got a few more years before the next one gets in the system, so counting you to keep things viable there.
We'll do what we can.
Talk about what is going to make a significant difference. There's been some reorg. You also, maybe things in a lottery that becomes more mature, they don't accelerate at the rate that you see when they launch. You're obviously in about the 7th year, 8th year now. What propels things forward? Is it incremental growth that you're interested in, or are you looking for something that could be a big game changer?
It's really incremental growth. I mean, there's just not a huge game changer in the lottery industry. It's not something that, bam, you do this game and suddenly you're making $40 million more a year. So that's what we're looking for, and we're trying to grow responsibly. But you've got to keep things fresh. You've got to continue to play games or put games out that people want to play. And we've got a couple of changes to the multi-state games that'll be coming up in the next year. Hopefully that'll help as well, but it's just kind of this ever-evolving, trying to keep up and keep people entertained is what we try and do. And obviously, if there is some huge thing that comes up that can really, really move the numbers, we'll jump in, but I just haven't seen it that much.
Tell me a little bit more demographically too, kind of who is playing the lottery these days. You have you talked a little bit about the debit cards making something a little bit more millennial accessible. You have said too, I think on more than one occasion, you'd like to see more people play less versus less people play more. So tell me what the demographics are telling you on that.
Well, we do a study mostly every year, every other year, and it shows that people between 25,000 and 75,000 are kind of our core players. from a demographic standpoint, it really follows the state population from African American to Caucasian and things of that nature. So that's kind of our base at this point. We have a real big group of core players, and we want to keep them, but we want to add people that will come in and do the occasional player and maybe become a regular player. But that's our goal, is just to try and add people and maybe not so much encourage the ones who play a lot to continue to play more, but add more people into the mix. And I think the Powerball jackpot of $1.6 billion last year introduced a lot of people to the lottery.
Those will get a few folks
they
in
help.
there. Just a few dollars for a potential billion plus.
Absolutely.
That's not bad there.
Absolutely.
So you can't play the lottery in your position, correct?
I can play. I cannot win over $500.
Okay.
So I don't. I'll buy a ticket in another state every now and again just to see what they offer, but I don't.
All right. So if you were to win a ticket in another state and it was $500 million, let's say, would you take the all cash payout, or would you take it out over
I
time?
would take the all cash payout. I'd enjoy it while I could.
There you go. And we might not be interviewing you after that type of success.
I always tell people, if I win, it's the last time you'll ever see me. I'll just be gone.
It's good to see you, Bishop,
good to see
as
you.
always.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in.
You bet.
All right. That's all for today's Talk Business and Politics Daily. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Arkansas Electric Cooperative Corporation provides electric energy across 2/3 of Arkansas. This is an exciting time in our energy history, with incredible progress being made in renewable energy and storage technologies. As our energy portfolio continues to diversify, we'll maintain an all-the-above strategy to provide reliable and affordable electricity. Ever since the first light bulbs were placed in our members' homes, the electric cooperatives have been the solutions provider for our members, and we want to continue that well into the future.
Each day, the promise of our nation begins again. Arkansas and America, moving forward. I help make that promise a reality. It's not for everyone, but people everywhere depend on us.
Oh, I love you too, sweetie.
Trucking delivers, or everything stops. And that's what drives me.